I am representing posing questions from the Patriot side, okay? So there, I want us to have fair representation of questions.
Disclaimer. I support Black Lives. I'm not a member of Black Lives Matter.
Okay. So just so nobody can say this isn't the presidential debates. We don't want to have biased mediators here. Okay, so we're better than that. So we're going to let Jeff ask questions and I'm going to ask questions.
But
So
he's not a representative of sorry.
my next question for both of the debaters here is, this is just a simple yes or no, okay? Adam, do Black Lives matter? Adam, do Black Lives matter?
So I got one.
I don't want an explanation, I want a yes or no. Do Black Lives matter?
Black lives matter. All lives do
Okay,
matter. Yeah.
do Black Lives matter?
Wait, you asked for a yes or no question.
I said yes or no.
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay. Do Black Lives matter?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do Native American lives matter?
Yes.
Do Native American lives matter? Do Asian lives matter?
Yeah, I got all that Asian.
Do Asian lives matter? Do Italian lives matter?
For sure.
Okay, do Italian lives matter?
You better get some
Look, and I'm anti-Columbus, okay? He didn't do our people a good thing.
Do
But
white
the
lives
other
matter?
Italians are cool.
Do white lives matter?
Yes, sir, white
Okay,
people.
do white lives matter?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have both sides have agreed technically that all lives matter. So what I want to ask is, and I'll let you go first on this one, is if we do agree when we ask them individually that all lives do in fact matter, then what is the message behind Black Lives Matter?
Okay.
What is the message there?
Yes, I
And
get
why is it wrong? What is the message and why is it wrong for somebody to say all lives matter? Explain that to us, please.
Okay. Thank you guys for all joining us up here. I'd like to share just one little addition. It's really interesting. My cousin actually did all of the artwork in this Capitol. So I just want to, I feel like,
Good work in there.
Yeah. So, yes, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was to bring awareness to Black Lives Matter too. I always kind of felt like they should have added the number 2 at the end.
Yes, I agree.
Because that's what it was about. The facts are there's a really high level of indigenous people that are killed by police and black people. It's per capita. So like it's less than whites, but there's more whites in this country. But per capita, they have been abused and beaten by police. I do feel also that a majority of police. I've worked as a first responder, medical assistant, and you are exposed to a lot of trauma, and a lot of people have been in military that are in police. I think a lot of our police have a militant state of mind because they've been traumatized overall, and I think a lot of their responses are trauma responses. So I think it's a whole circle of things that need to be corrected. There is an American Indian movement, American Indigenous movement chapter that was about Native people that have been brutalized by the government. And so every Black Lives Matter person I have spoken to already in American Indian believe that all lives matter. And it's just more of a statement, like Black Lives Matter too. You know what I mean? Like we have to bring awareness to this problem, of what's been going on. And so that's really what it is. It's really not about like only Black Lives Matter. I've had disagreements with both ends where, people that were anti-Black Lives Matter said some things, and people who were Black Lives Matter said I wasn't allowed to say anything because I was a black. So I mean, there's shitheads in every group, but I can't judge every group based on, unintelligent, ignorant responses because they don't want to learn. Everybody here isn't going to agree with maybe anything I say, but at least you have more of an understanding, And if you don't want to at least learn from me, that doesn't mean I'm trying to recruit you. That doesn't mean I'm trying to change you. I just want you to listen to where I'm coming from, and I'll listen to where you guys are coming from. If it's given the same way I'm giving it, So absolutely all lives matter, and Black Lives Matter. American Indian movement matters. All civil rights things have mattered. And the reason why people get upset about the All Lives Matter is because when somebody says all lives matter, it's still kind of gearing away from the awareness of there's a lot of black people being killed on the street. That's what it's about. It's not about, like, you're not allowed to say that. It's more of a, you saying that is taking away from the message that's being trying to give you. Like, we have to fix this problem of people being killed by police. It's got to stop. And it's not just black lives. A lot of autistic kids are killed all the time by police. People with mental illness, depression, schizophrenia, and that's a big problem. And so Black Lives Matter, many people are focusing on the police brutality and governmental over-control of people and a lack of understanding and respect because they assume, oh, that person's poor, they're a criminal. Oh, that person is autistic, they're a criminal, and that's got to stop,
Can I?
Hold the questions. Hold on.
This is why
I'm asking the questions here. If you want to pose a question, please come talk to me or Jeff. Okay, Adam, now you need to answer that question also. Let's back it up. We've all agreed by asking individually that every life matters. So what is Black Lives Matter and why is it bad to say all lives matter?
I don't think it's bad to say all lives matter because the whole point of the matter is that they don't want us to say all lives matter. I truly believe because it diminishes the power of them dividing and conquering us. Okay? Because it diminishes that ability to say that we are different and we are victims because of our skin color. When you already admitted right here, right now, that we're all victims to police brutality. I know people that have been victimized by the police that are not colored people of color, right? That I mean, many of us have had wrong things that have happened by government agencies. That's again why we're here, to make sure that we have integrity within our government and our process. And so that's why I really believe that the Black Lives Matter movement says that. Now, when you look at Black Lives Matter as an organization, and it doesn't matter whether you are personally attached to, when you go to BLM meetings and you're signed in there and get that type of connection, but when you are attached to the same actions that they are doing, the same using the same chants, using the same actions and words, then you are 100% a part of that Black Lives Matter that is destroying America as the nuclear family, like it states on their website. I've shared that repeatedly with people that say that I'm crazy and that Black Lives Matter is not a Marxist organization, though their founders have said it openly multiple times. And when the whole structure of that organization is Marxism by the book, their actions that they talk about are the Marxist ideology by the book. They want to destroy the family and have the state be the one that takes care. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want the state taking care of my children. The state can't take care of the roads,
Right?
fix the damn roads. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do I want them to be in charge of my health and my children?
No.
Not at all.
They're captured.
So I mean, that's where I get. I mean, it's where that division is because Black Lives Matter is to divide us, because that's how you can change us. They've been doing it from within for decades by way of funding through nonprofit organizations across America. You cannot get a grant from a major foundation for the last several decades unless you attach to the diversity, inclusion, and equity agenda, which has been driving the division amongst us.
Wrap it up.
We got to get a time system on it. Sorry, he's trying to figure that out. We'll get something so that we break it down, right?
He said okay.
Obviously, both of us can go on.
We're gonna give you 1 minute to